everyone. Let me ask you a question. Do you know who the most famous woman in the world is? Does anyone have the answer? No? Let me give you some hints. She has long hair and she's always smiling. Okay, she's Mona Lisa. Maybe you will wonder why you have to know Mona Lisa and listen to our speech. Since she's one of the most well-known women in the world, it is a pity of you if you totally have no idea of her. In order to help you catch up with this trend, today we will give you a short introduction about this lady. And we separate our speech into 3 parts. The first part is the identity of Mona Lisa. And the second part is the relationship between math and Mona Lisa. And the third part is the quantity of the painting. And for the first part, the true identity of Mona Lisa, there are 3 sayings of who Mona Lisa is. The first saying is that Mona Lisa is the wife of a wealthy merchant. And the second saying is that Mona Lisa is actually a very beautiful man. And the third saying is Mona Lisa is Da Vinci himself. And for the first saying, it is said that Mona Lisa is called Lisa Giocondo. And who is Lisa Giocondo? Lisa Giocondo is Da Vinci's neighbor. And she is the wife of a wealthy silk merchant in Florence called Francisco del Giocondo. And why do people say that Lisa Giocondo is the Mona Lisa? It is because there is one letter found in the library, and the letter belonged to one of Da Vinci's friends. And in the letter, he mentioned that Da Vinci was painting for his neighbor in 1503, and the time period just matched with what scientists have found previously. Also, Mona Lisa had another name in Italy, which is the Giocondo. And Giocondo is just Lisa Giocondo's last name. So, for above reasons, people will believe that Lisa Giocondo is actually Mona Lisa. And for the second saying, it is said that Mona Lisa is actually a man. And he is a very beautiful man, and who is a Da Vinci student. And why did Da Vinci invite him to be his model? It's because it is rumored that Da Vinci was actually a gay. So it is believable that Da Vinci would invite him to be his model. And for the third saying is that Mona Lisa is actually Da Vinci himself. Many people say that there are many similarities between Mona Lisa and Da Vinci. And let me show you the pictures of Mona Lisa and Da Vinci. Do you think they are alike? Maybe you can compare by yourself whether they are alike or not. And since now we've talked about the supposed identity of Mona Lisa, next we'll talk about the relationship between math and Mona Lisa. And I'll leave this part to Eva.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm now going to talk about the relationship between Mona Lisa and math. I'll talk about this part in 3 steps. They are rectangle, square, and triangle. For the first one, rectangle. This is the portrait of Mona Lisa. And if we draw a rectangle from her head to the upper chest, we will get a rectangle. And after research, this rectangle is the so-called golden rectangle. And what is golden rectangle? Golden rectangle is a rectangle that contains a square and a smaller rectangle. And this smaller rectangle is also the golden rectangle. And the famous example is this ancient temple that is built thousands of years ago. Although this temple is very old, but this structure perfectly matched with the rules of golden rectangle. And the other famous example is a kind of shell that its curve is drawn from the golden rectangle, and its curve perfectly matched with the shell. And the second step is square. From the previous slides, that we can now draw a square that contains only Mona Lisa's head, and if we make a cross line of this square, we will find the cross point perfectly match cross Mona Lisa's left eye, and this is commonly seen in many of Da Vinci's artwork. And the next one is triangle. From the previous slide, if we now draw a triangle that contains Mona Lisa's whole figure, and then we will draw a cross line that crosses the triangle. And we will find this cross line also cross the Mona Lisa's left eye. And also, I want to mention that this triangle is also the so-called golden triangle. What is golden triangle? Golden triangle is a triangle that is 72, 36, and 72-degree triangle. This is the most common example. You may find this figure quite commonly seen, and you may think that this has nothing special at all, but take a closer look. This figure contains a lot of little triangles, and these triangles are actually all golden triangles. Quite amazing, right? For now, we have talked about the true identity of Mona Lisa and the relationship between Mona Lisa and math. The last part, we will going to ask a question. Is there actually more than one painting of Mona Lisa? We will talk about this topic in 3 parts. The first one, it is stolen before, and the second one is Da Vinci's favorite painting, and the last one, it has column in it. The first one, stolen, it is recorded that Mona Lisa actually had been stolen before, and after it had been stolen, 6 people had claimed that they had all bought the true painting. But who knows which one is the real one? Probably the real painting just disappeared and gone forever. The second thing is that Da Vinci, he likes this painting so much that he actually dropped 2 of the same painting, and he gave one to the original buyer and the one he kept for himself as a collection. Then last one, it is column. For this is the older version of Mona Lisa, and you can see that there's actually 2 columns in this painting. But if we compare this with the most famous one nowadays, you'll find there's actually no columns at all. So many people will wonder that, is there only just one painting of Mona Lisa, or actually have more than one paintings? Okay, now I'm going to make a short conclusion. We have now talked about the true identity of Mona Lisa, the relationship between Mona Lisa and math, and the last one, there's actually more than one painting of Mona Lisa. And after our speech, hope that you have gained more interest in Mona Lisa. And if you still have some doubts about this painting, why not go to the museum and check for yourself? We are sure that you will find more interesting facts about this painting, Mona Lisa. And this is all of our speech. Thank you and have a nice day.